aka the dirty Tateru Bastion opening. Quite disgusting.
And Blue, I couldn't get under Thunderlazy, so I'm spectating on Tsubaki Chayan's side. I'm not sure if that's gonna make a difference.
I'm checking Thunderlazy right now. His game just disconnected again.
Oh, Manka S, there's no way.
I looked up his name. He is gone. He's on my friends list. I'm confirming. He just went offline again. His game crashed again.
Yeah, why in the finals? Why? We're about to wrap things up.
So rough.
Guys, a little bit of F's in the chat. Jesus Christ.
Oh no. Oh no. I mean, he got the Kino ban he wanted, and then he his internet died. Oh no. This is Wild West, no rules here. Well, technically there are rules against DC. If it DCs, just start over. But like honestly,
yeah, that's what we've always done. Yeah. Every time something does,
like
we just restart. It's always been. There's never been too much of an issue after that.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, right? I feel his pain right now so much. I used to be in his spot when I used to play Dota competitively. My internet was awful, and it hurt my soul every single time I disconnected. Like, it's just rough. Okay, no, Thunderlazy's back. He picked Calibus. He's back. He died. It's okay. He's back. He managed to load back in. He picked the Calibus. He's back in, guys. It's okay. He's back.
I did say he's back. And now we could do that, but that would be so uneventful. If we DC'd, then we don't get a finals. I don't think anyone else wants a DC finals. I don't want that. I know you guys at home do not want that. So let's just keep things rolling. Keep things rolling. I don't think there's anything malicious going on. It's all little common mistakes. I mean, excessive DCs. It's only been the ones that we've seen.
Exactly. Honestly, I've never liked excessive DC punishes, especially even if it's like first 3, because it just basically punishes people who have horrible computers. Like, it just prevents them from doing anything. And again, this is the finals, right? If this was Swiss, obviously there'd be no excuse. You just forfeit it after like the 4th DC. But it's the second one, guys. Like, it doesn't even matter that much.
All right. So hopefully we got everything settled in. You know, this is a best of 3 games, so I really pray that we get everything, you know, everything goes smooth from here on out. But now we are in the finals. Thunderlazy back to get things rolling, and Tsubaki-chan trying to claim another first place prize here. Getting things started. Stoneball connecting onto the Calibus with that fire synergy.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to the hype, boys. Let's go. All right,
let's go. We appreciate that. Tsubaki. Good vibes only, guys. I don't think anything was intentional. I don't think that was an hour long. I think that was just about 15 minutes at most. It might have felt like an hour, but it was definitely not an hour long. So, guys, let's get back to the tournament. Exactly. We are in the finals. This is the monthly tournament number 2.
It took like 10 minutes at tops. I didn't even lose a blink. I mean, straight back into it. Turbo Choreograph applied to the Tateru and the Volarend, straight into the battle here. Hypnosis also going to try and prevent the Volarend from playing anything this round. I believe Meteor Swarm was landed on the Calibus because Burn is still applied even through this turn. So quite solid there in the second round.
Yeah, so getting things started, Tateru and the Volarend already +2 speed. So a little bit of a setup done already for Tsubaki. And I didn't get to see it that early. I think the Gyalis pulled back and the Calibus replaced the Gyalis for that first turn for Thunderlazy. Yes. I think that's what it does. Yeah. It felt too much pressured.
Absolutely. Now, it will be interesting to see how this fight goes, because I mean the trades are so even. Tsubaki-chan gets a little bit less, but Tsubaki, good news for him is Gyalis hasn't set up at all. Like, not a single point of stamina has left this Gyalis' body. No heat up, no attacks, no nothing. So again, Thunderlazy is not ready to really face the pummel, but that's somewhat. I mean, Madrid is basically the best counter here for Thunderlazy. Tsubaki does not have the melee access, right? Only Gaialis was melee, and now Madrid is gonna roam free here. It's a bit dangerous to see.
Alright, now the Gaialis coming onto the board. Feels like there's a little bit less pressure now that the Mastion's gone. But we get the perfect jab. Yeah, so that's gonna be doing a lot. Gonna be paying a lot of dividends for the side of Tsubaki once you get those fire attacks onto the Gaialis.
Alright. Tsubaki-chan, remember, Strangle does not prevent you from leaving, so you can still potentially swap out the Voloren in favor of a Raiken or a Mastion. And the Stone Ball will actually brutalize his Gaialis. Remember, it's -1 defense. Stone Ball does about half damage naturally on a Tateru for Tsubaki-chan's side. So 50% more is about 75 damage on top of burn. 75% on top of burn. So you'll have to see.
Yeah, and I think for the buffs and debuffs, I think it's 33%. I think that's last time I looked into it.
Yeah,
something like that.
So it diminishes down by an equivalent of 50% more damage. So right now the Gaialis is at 87.5% of its current defense. Thunderlazy does not want to catch that smoke. We'll swap out the Gaialis for a Voloren. So Stone Ball will be faced by the Voloren. Luckily does half damage, but the burn is quite significant as it does reduce damage by 30%. Obviously Toxic Ink will punish Raiken entry, as Thunderlazy kind of expected that to happen really.
Yeah, so really good understanding for both players doing the right play, switching out their necessary, you know, Tsubaki switching in to get that Stone Ball synergy, and Thunderlazy switching out to protect that carry in the Gaialis. But however, Thunderlazy can't find the heat up turn. He can't find the turn to get that sweet heat up he needs. Instead, he came on the field and got a -1 defense thanks to that perfect jab to the face.
Absolutely. This Gaialis wanted to bring to the table his damage, but got punched in the face. Instead, Tateru will be leaving as it has done its work. All stamina has been provided. Raiken will swap out as well. Doesn't want to take a Water Blade to the face, as Voloren will come in along with the Pig Epic. Both, I believe, haven't set up yet. Thunderlazy, in fact, may have read this properly as Madrid comes out. No, unfortunately, he is bamboozled. No pun intended, as Pig Epic is on the field. Dr. Bomb will be eaten.
So yeah, Tsubaki bringing out his Voloren, most likely going to do another little setup turn. Let me see. Okay, only +2 speed on the Voloren Tateru, so now the Pig might be getting a turbo off to get +4 on the bird. Sorry, on the Voloren, and +2 on the Pig, so not too bad.
Alright. Right now, again, Thunderlazy has already punished Tsubaki-chan so much. Luckily for Thunderlazy, luckily for Tsubaki-chan, he was unable, for Thunderlazy, he was unable to read this transition. So Tsubaki-chan has the favor in terms of what he wants in the field. Remember, Oshidachi is available on the Pig Epic, so a punch in the face and Madrid goes flying. But unfortunately, the hold is a bit too long, so the Madrid will stay in here, land a turbo choreograph, and Feather Gat will be fine.
No, it's right here.
Was on a one hold, so it goes flying straight to the moon. And Madrid is still alive though, so Feather Gatling will be traded, punishes the Voloren for throwing out the smoke. Madrid though now dropping to low enough that the Fire Tems are no longer really afraid of it.
Yeah, and usually one Oshidashi is enough to handle, but it looks like Thunderlazy accounted for that Oshidashi and put up some defenses on that Madrid to even it out. Usually it does get one shot though. But yeah, good TV spread so far for the Madrid. I mean, survives that 4x damage from the Pig, so well done there. And you got the turbo off, so +2 speed on that Voloren trying to set up soon, but the Madrid looking dangerously low now. I mean, Oshidashi, of course, is not ready for Pig as it did just spend it. But, you know, something like a Feather Gatling will wrap things up for the Madrid. So maybe we're pulling it out here, trying to save it for Mastion and Raiken down the road.
Pig Epic swaps in here for the side of Thunderlazy, but Turbo Choreograph is quick on the draw for the side for Tsubaki-chan. Sorry, Feather Gatling gonna trade here, but Pig Epic will eat that just fine. But I can't say the same for the opposing side. Tsubaki-chan takes it again, and this is the advantage of getting Feather Gatlings early for the side of Thunderlazy. Again, Tsubaki-chan can't afford this. His Temps just inherently struggle against Thunderlazys at this point in time. Yes, you have Fire Temps to deal with the Gaialis, but Pig Epic Woolerin are more than enough to really deal enough damage to deal with the Mastion and the Raiken. Tateru is nice, but Tateru can only do so much as well.
Yeah, and at the worst, you still got the Calavis that does run things like Tsunami, so maybe something like we saw last game with Shiroki, a double, a Tsunami onto the double fire, but I don't think Tsubaki will be making a similar mistake as before. It might not have been a mistake, it might have just been, a brave play. But yeah, Calibur is not the strongest of the bunch in terms of damage output. But he does have a little bit more answers than just that Mudrid. Of course, Hidouchi on the Gyalis does a good amount. But yeah, still a very, very close game here in turn 8.
At this point in time, Noxious Bomb, again, just doing some decent damage on the side of Tsubaki-chan. I'm surprised he has yet to respond to this pummeling from the opposing bowler, and I see now why. He just puts it to sleep. Sets up for it for a later date. Material Choreograph gonna make sure that they keep the speed leveled, keep the speed tied, as both players running Oshidashi. So this bowler for the side of Tsubaki has to be careful. Getting punched in the face is definitely not fun, even by Fat Swine as well.
Indeed, indeed. It looks like both birds are even speed right now, +4, and actually the same amount of buffs and debuffs in terms of defense and special defense and special attack. So yeah, both even on the speed so far. Of course, it does depend on those TV spreads.
Tateru still available. Thunderlazy now taking a bit of a toll, especially on the stamina department. Valorant asleep is not the greatest thing to have, but at this point in time, Tsubaki is slightly faster, albeit out of stamina as well. So we'll most likely see a swap out here for Thunderlazy side. Apparently, Gaialis comes back in. Gaialis does have defense down, but he really wants to get that heat up off. But Tsubaki reads it like an open book. Massion comes out. And look at that, Tsubaki just prevents Thunderlazy from getting anything off. Hypnosis is applied. Maybe shutting down the master. In fact, it does. So Cage is unable to be used. Tsubaki-chan keeps the Pig Epic in for perhaps a bamboozle down the stretch.
Yeah, that would so really good read for Tsubaki, and understand that Gyalis was most likely coming out, but Thunderlazy might be understanding that and chose to hypnosis that slot. That the Mastion was most likely coming out, so Mastion won't be able to punish the Gyalis, so it is a little bit of a free heat up. The Pig can overexert to try, Ashi Dashi on the Gyalis, but won't be doing a whole lot. It is minus defense though, so maybe it will take it to, that 50% range.
Oh, another Hypnosis comes out here, trying to put the Pig Epic to sleep on the opposing side, infect the seeds, but the Gyalis gets a free heat up as the Mastion is asleep. But now the terrifying part is Mastion is awake and Pig Epic is asleep. Meteor Swarm may arrive, Cage may arrive, and both are very real. Well, both are not very real until they happen. It is, in fact, as I mentioned, the Schrodinger's cage. You heard of the cat? It's the cage this time. It both exists and doesn't exist until it happens.
Until it happens, and we have seen it happen, so it could very well happen to try to deal with this Gyalis. If Thunderlazy does anticipate it though, we could see a Hidouchi, but the Pig is +2 right now on the side of Tsubaki, so a Bamboozle probably will be enough to keep the Mastion safe for this turn. And of course, with Thunderlazy's Pig being asleep, there's no such thing as Bamboozle for him. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mastion just wants to go full aggression, just drop the Meteor Swarm onto the Gialis and the Pig since there's no bamboozle action going. However, does he want to keep the Gialis safe? Maybe swap in the Calibus to eat up that Meteor Swarm.
It is it is an interesting decision at the moment for Tsubaki here. Yes, Meteor Swarm Ember is quite solid. Again, Cage is pretty decent, just to force a wasted turn. Gaialis will in fact swap out Thunderlazy, bites the bullet, and will swap in for the Calvins as you mentioned. So bringing that heat out, Meteor Swarm was in fact coming. So just gambles that the Gaialis stays in. Meteor Swarm will not take out the Pig Epic, it will in fact wake it up. Calibus will eat that on the chin as well. But the Pig Epic is awake. I believe it hasn't had a turn yet. But Thunderlazy decides to rest it. Didn't even expect it to wake up. So, didn't do anything.
Yeah, the Pig would have gone first. So, Mastion with the Meteor Swarm being slower than the Pig does not allow the Pig to get off a move. But yeah, now the Calibus is here. Could do something like a Wind Synergized Tsunami. Doesn't add any extra damage, but it does add some ticks of freeze. If he was running something like a Ice Stalactite to add to that. But I don't think most Calibus do. So it could just be for the good damage on the Mastion.
This Pig Epic has been here for a while, Tsubaki. Obviously the rest will give him more stamina. But now the Mastion staring at a bit of a tsunami here. Tsubaki might try and trade the Pig Epic with Embers, especially. That would definitely be effective, especially with Pyromaniac as well, bonus damage.
I think we might be seeing another Hypnosis. The Pig is indeed faster. It does depend where's the speed arrow. So Tsubaki does have the speed right now, so maybe the Pig on Tsubaki will go first. But the Pig on Thunderlazy side's alert, so that's a guarantee Hypnosis on the Mastion. But gonna be retreated for the Volaran.
And Mastion gets swapped in as well. Understands that that Pig isn't valuable enough, so Volaran swaps in instead. Hypnosis is applied, probably most likely on the Calibus, just to prevent any movement at all this turn. Again, Pig Epic, with that new Hypnosis strat, I mean, just shutting down any movement at all, especially since the Calibus has no speed buffs whatsoever. But, of course, the big threat now is that Tsubaki's Volaran isn't safe either. Feather Gatling is still gonna do a bit of chunk, and you can already compare HP pools here. Feather Gatling, I mean, Thunderlazy's Volaran can still take quite a beating. Tsubaki-chan's cannot.
Yeah, definitely in terms of stamina too. So actually no, the Tsubaki-chan's Volaran is definitely higher in stamina. I think that's a little bit of that stamina bug. But I don't think of one Feather Gatling will be enough. Of course, two definitely will be. So I think the Volaran is definitely not safe, but you know, safe for just this one turn for the time being. We get the turbo, so max speed on the Volaran, +4 speed on the Pig-a-Peck, but does have to overexert a bit to do so. But Hyperkinetic connecting on the Calibus, rude wake-up call, almost taking it down, hitting pretty hard. I guess that +4 is no joke.
Absolutely, -4 special attack. Sorry, the minus special attack actually coming back to haunt him, and Strangle on top of Feather Gatling is just enough. The Calibus waking up actually comes back to haunt him, as it was not lethal enough. Tsubaki, overexerted Pig Epic, is now forced to swap in something of undesirable trait, as Nami is still available. Volaran on Thunderlazy's side has Hyperkinetic as well. 2 people can play at that game.
Yeah, and it's still, we saw how much damage it did, so it's still with that +4 speed. It will be doing a good amount. Of course, not as much since it was 2x damage thanks to that, the win on Toxic. But yeah, does Calibus go first? I don't think so. It is on alert, so it can't be sleeping. I just don't think it's going to outspeed the Raiken. That's why we saw the Calibus still get a hit off after it woke up, because it was most likely going to be the last attempt to attack.
Yes.
So it got off on attack at the very end.
Yes, unfortunately, I mean, one of the advantages for being slow, like Golder, right, is that you always move even though you're waking up. Unfortunately, Calibus will not be taking any chances here. Swaps in for the Pig Epic, so if Riken wanted to get a kill, he's getting Rude Awakening from the FC. Meteor Swarm is not available. Is available? No, it's not available.
Owen
Embers
does want to go in the pig, so really good read for Thunderlazy.
Yes, you were very prideful. Straight to the grave you go. As Pig Epic.
Yeah, you got the buff, but the FC is going to take care of you. So good read, good little switcheroo for Thunderlazy there. Getting the better of the Riken. You know, that prideful buff would have started adding up if it did get a little out of control. But yeah, shutting it down before it got anywhere. So let's take a look. 2 Tems down for Tsubaki, 1 Tem down for Thunderlazy. So we'll see who's looking like they got the momentum. Right now it's looking like Thunderlazy, but when we can look at the battle log, it will tell us a little bit better picture.
Bastion comes back out. Tsubaki-chan still has the other Fire Tem up his sleeve, and Thunderlazy swaps into Gaialis. Unfortunately, Thunderlazy loses the draw in terms of predictions there. Obviously, Tsubaki could have picked up Tateru or Bastion. But, I mean, either way, actually, Gaialis is gonna have a hard time. So, now the Bastion is in fact slower than the Gaialis. But Pig Epic is certainly faster than the Gaialis. So, Gaialis may be put to sleep here. There's actually nothing Gaialis can do to prevent this. And with -1 defense, I wouldn't be surprised if Embers did more than half HP damage here. Gnosis does in fact come out.
So keeping the Gaialis down for just his turn. Feather Gatling probably on the Bastion. There we go. And where's we getting the Embers? Maybe on the bird? Oh no.
Straight on the Gaialis.
The minus defense is insane. I thought he didn't want to wake it up, but of course it does have resistance, so it would have waken up anyway. So might as well go into it.
Yep, absolutely. And this is why I always say, why don't you just attack your Gaialis? Because if you attacked your Gaialis, Haito would have come out and slept the Bastion, and the net damage would have been much less. And I think definitely players should consider attacking yourself more often. I know that's really strange, but again, you either eat a ×2 Embers that drops you to 12%, or you take, I don't know, 30% of your damage from a Noxious, and then Haito the Bastion to prevent him from moving. And surely Thunderlazy knew that the Gaialis was going to be faster regardless, but still, it's just a choice, right? It's just a choice, and
yeah, different plays to be made. I've seen it before, Blue. I've seen it on the aerobic birds where you get a quick wind blade. Since you are the fastest Tem on the board, a quick wind blade guaranteed to go first. Wake up your partner Tem, and get off the move instead of sleeping for the turn.
Yeah, exactly. It's like wake up, except it hurts. You just like wake your ass up. You need to get fighting.
a little rude awakening. But
Exactly.
Ashi connecting onto the Calibus, knowing that the only switch was the Mudrid or the Calibus, both at really low damage, so choosing to overexert to do so.
Absolutely. Voloren burned as well, and I think Thunderlazy, certainly Gaialis is the ace. Pig Epic is run out of stamina. I believe it overexerted, so
It did.
Yeah, so right now Bastion is the biggest threat. The question is Madrid coming out? Actually, Madrid has Dust Vortex. Absolutely, this Madrid can out-blitz the Bastion. The question is Tateru going to swap into his place, but if you remember, Bastion is still not fast enough. So actually no, Thunderlazy says that not Gaialis, but Madrid can stay right in the back. I'm actually surprised by this, because Madrid is still faster. Dust Vortex does a lot of damage, and Bastion will get one shot by that Dust Vortex. Its special attack does a bit of damage onto the Bastion, but says Gaialis is a much more effective Tem at this point. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised about this. But still, Haito into a Hyper will kill Bastion, but obviously you don't want to go in guns blazing. Tateru is still in the back pocket, and Pig Epic may just 1v3 all of you.
Yeah, quite the turn here. I mean, if you want to predict the Tateru switch, you could Crystal Bite into that slot. But I think a Haito Uchi might be the safer play. So yeah, he does not have to worry about the pig. The pig did overexert this previous turn, so it is incapable of doing anything except resting. So Gyaz being faster than the Mastion should get the Hido off first. Of course the Tateru could be switching in, but yeah, double up on that spot probably takes care of the Tateru too, so we'll see though. Tateru does come out, we'll see if it was a Crystal Bite or the Hido Uchi.
Yeah, Mr. President comes back out, Toxic Plume will land, Tateru is of course 100 stamina, don't get that full attack drop on the Pig Epic, not the biggest deal in the world as Madrid will definitely still die, Hido Uchi is used, so the Bastion will no longer have any weakness coming back into it. Tateru, Mr. President, will go down.
Yeah, it's a really good read there, and unfortunate Thunderlazy got a little bit you know, shorter end of the stick on that read. The Hido Uchi was meant to hit the Mastion, but Tsubaki switching out, and I know he wins that Hido Uchi now. There's nothing stopping the Mastion from destroying the Gyaz. Of course, you could switch into the Madrid, but the Madrid will go down too. So I think you almost gotta sacrifice the Gyaz and pray Madrid does Vortex, outspeeds a +4 speed Pigapec Hypnosis on it, which I don't think is very likely. It is +2 speed though, so maybe it evens out a little bit. And if it does, then you gotta pray that does Vortex is gonna take 75% damage from the Mastion. So a little
Pig
rough.
Epic, yeah. I believe the Pig Epic takes half damage from Earth Temps, and that's what I'm checking right now at the moment, if that is in fact the case. The Hypnosis again, this Gyalis is doomed to die here, as Meteor Swarm is much faster than the Bowler, and then will do a bit of decent damage. Gyalis will get picked off, unfortunately. Tsubaki-chan might just steal this right under Thunderlazy's nose. He had quite the efficient start, but now suddenly everything is falling apart. The Bowler, in fact, went to sleep, and I'm not sure if this is enough.
Yeah, I don't think the pig overexerts, so now he has access to Ashi Dashi, and that's gonna get the Madrid before. So I was saying maybe he saved the Hypnosis, but the Hypnosis was was used last turn, but now Ashi Dashi is available. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna go before the Madrid goes. Yeah, there we go, Ashi Dashi going off first. Madrid is out of there, and the Embers onto the Volrent should be wrapping things up for Tsubaki-chan. Oh, the Feather Gatling going first, of course, that +4 speed. And yeah, the little Ember from that Pyromaniac Mastion will be enough to take it for Tsubaki, so very well played. I'm glad we finally played. It did get things started. Alright, here we go. Game number 2 of our finals of the Ultimate Monthly Tournament number 2. So 2 months in a row. Quite impressed with everything we've been able to do here. And Fox, I saw it. What a hunk. So Tsubaki-chan, Thunderlazy. We'll see if they try to change anything up in terms of the picks and bans.
Tsubaki-chan did win there, but again, it was quite close. I think, honestly, that perfect jab hit won the game down the line. That was like, it felt so insignificant, but you guys have to remember, stare, perfect jab, these small moves add up as long as you play them correctly. But we'll see. Tsubaki-chan is eating through his reserve time just to pick out a ban. I'm surprised. Picked up a Madrid.
To go, yeah, with the Madrid. And yeah, very well said, Blue. The first one is actually the most, right? So the debuffs and buffs from the very first one is the highest amount, and then it doesn't increase the, you know, it doesn't just ×2. So it's a little bit of diminishing returns when you keep debuffing a Temtem like that. But still, obviously, it's worth it. But the first initial debuff is actually the highest one, or you know, the most amount of debuff.
Exactly.
And we didn't get to see it last turn, but it looks like we're gonna see it here. The Tateru. Actually, we did see the Tateru. I apologize. We did see the Tateru. We might get the classic Tateru Mastion opener from Tsubaki-chan.
Yep. Thunderlazy, I'm surprised he lets this opening through. I mean, Tsubaki-chan loves this opening because it literally kills, well, most classic openings, right? Kinu Gyalis, Stone Ball into Embers. Pig Epic Valorant, you Major Slash into Embers. Like, it's just so many combinations with that opening. It's disgusting. Tsubaki-chan really loves it. Again, it's very versatile. Yes, like the argument against it definitely could be that it's not very specialized, right? You can't. The opening is not very built to specifically counter something. So if you aren't able to execute it properly, you will not get any benefits from it. So again, it requires precision to perform, and definitely Tsubaki-chan delivers every single time. So I see no problems with it.
Yeah, doing quite well. Deciding to go with the pig for his third slot. And let me see. Okay, so Thunderlazy deciding to go with Raiken, not trying to deal with the Raiken for this turn, and it was the pig for Tsubaki-chan, so we're not going to get any bamboozle action on the side of Thunderlazy. That might be a huge difference, as Tsubaki-chan does realize there's not even a Kinu on the side, so the only support left for Thunderlazy to decide from is that raise, which isn't going to be doing a whole lot. Of course, the speed control is incredible, but in terms of actual damage, not going to be doing a whole lot in terms of that output. You could eat up a lot for things like the meteor storm and stuff like that, but not even going for any. So Thunderlazy going with no supports for this game too.
Exactly. Thunderlazy has 0 support. We'll see how this plays out, as this may potentially be the last game. Tsubaki-chan, we'll see. Back-to-back weekly winner. Back-to-back monthly player, perhaps?
Yeah, wait, back-to-back monthly? No, Tsubaki didn't win the monthly. Shiroki won the monthly.
Shiroki won the monthly, yes. So first monthly win, but back-to-back weekly. There we go.
Back-to-back weekly, but no. Shiroki won the last weekly. It would be. I mean, what Tsubaki does is Tsubaki does take this victory over Thunderlazy. It will make him the first 4-time champ. I thought we would never see one. 4-time champion. Here it is, and none other than, you know, wrapping things up with that monthly. But guys, let's not speak too soon. Thunderlazy is a hell of a player, so we cannot discredit it.
Yeah, absolutely. Ember strike into perfect jab. You can see the punish instantly come through as defense down into Embers. This is so disgusting. Have I said how disgusting that is? You perfect jab into Major Slash or perfect jab into Embers, and it is guaranteed to do as much damage all the time. It is so incredibly precise. It is insane.
And I actually never test them. I wonder if you have to have a little bit of speed investment on the Tateru. I know Tateru is quite slow, but Mastia might be slow too. But to get that perfect jab to go first, I'm assuming there's a little bit of a speed investment. I would have to test them. I'll be honest, I have not done it, but I'm assuming there is. Because usually, you know, the Embers might go first. But yeah, you want to get that perfect speed, the perfect combo, perfect jab.
Toxic Plume lands, slows down, and attack down.
That's actually important. huge on both of the strongest hitting Tems for Tsubaki.
Exactly, but let's see if Major Slash even cares at all, because this is still full damage, and Volrend is cleaned up by Tsubaki-chan. Instantly punishes its the existence there. Major Slash will do some work, but remember, it's reduced. But Tuvine, he may be next on the chopping block. You can't really reduce his defense, but certainly punching him in the face will hurt.
Yeah, and I'm so surprised that Major Slash still was able to do so much. I mean, it was minus attack on the Tateru, but at the same time, it was minus defense on the Volrend, so pretty much balanced out there. Still enough damage to get through the Volrend, so anaerobic Volrend not going to be an issue this game. It's already down for the count. And Tateru's still here. I don't think it's going to be able to get off one more attack.
That's the question, though. If Thunderlazy thinks that it's swapping in and Tsubaki has to stay in, suddenly you get free attacks on using the Tateru. Again, this opening for Tsubaki-chan just blowing a hole straight through Thunderlazy's squad. Volrend dead already means that he has to figure out what he wants to do. Gaialis can't swap in very safely anymore. Grandpa Volrend Pig Epic will play a turbo game, and Tsubaki-chan knows this. Tsubaki-chan can afford to swap in the Pig Epic, and the Tateru will be fine. So, Thunderlazy, a lot on his plate. I doubt Saipad is running really any water moves that would do a bit on the Bastion. I sure can maybe, but Bastion has a solid defense.
Yeah, not enough to one-shot it. However, I mean, we did, speaking of this, the speed that you were just mentioning, we're not seeing anything from Thunderlazy's side in order to do that turbo choreography. So we won't be having the speed on his end, and it looks like all the speed will be on Tsubaki-chan's end with that grandpa, the Tateru with the, we're gonna see it here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the turbo choreography here from the Tateru. Yes, we do. So right before going down, make sure you get the +2 speed on the Volarin.
No, in fact, Tateru stays in. Again, this is what I was talking about. Tsubaki-chan utterly plays Thunderlazy. He knows that, I mean, Thunderlazy knows that if he attacks a Tateru, he's forced to lose stamina, but the Tateru getting off Turbo Choreograph means that Tsubaki-chan is getting so much value out of this Tateru. I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to major slash type pot into the
Yeah, I think that's actually the play. Yeah, just overexert, go out on your own terms. However, you do gotta anticipate, I mean, the side pat most likely is faster, but you know, you kind of debate the side pat to stay in, and then you get a good noxious bomb on him. But yeah, side pat's gonna be going out, maybe going with a safe tsunami play to get rid of the Tateru, unless he wants to just go straight into toxic ink on the Tateru, perhaps.
Yeah, Gayalis now out on the field, but as I mentioned, major slash noxious would have 100% killed the side pat, but Gayalis will eat it instead. Overexertion will come out, but Gayalis at half HP. Strangle lockdown on the Volarin. I don't think that's enough. Gayalis is not safe. Masio can just come back in and say, hi, I can't swim in water, but I can definitely swim in lava. As Gayalis can...
And he wants you to join him, so here we go.
Exactly.
Mastion is out. So Gayalis just came on the board. He wants to heat up. He has to heat up in order to do effective damage down the road. But yeah, it is a minus attack, so that's a little bit going for Thunderlazy right now. But yeah, 1 Embers, 1... I don't know actually if Meteor Storm's still alive. His stamina might not be there for that. But yeah, Gayalis feeling the heat. Gonna be switched out to Saipat.
Yeah, foresee the table too hot, even for a heat up, so Saipat will be swapped in there. Mastion will probably try and Embers. I mean, it's the best case scenario. Saipat eats it. He still takes 6% damage regardless of how solid Saipat's defense is, and Strangle is forced Volarin to lock down. No swap in, but I'm sure Tsubaki-chan doesn't mind. Calibus now has to be careful. Hyperkinetic will do some solid work.
Yeah, it is a +2 speed Volarin. Don't think he's gonna one-shot. We saw the Grandpa do just that, but it was a +4 from a previous game, so I definitely don't think so, especially because it is -1 special attack. But is looking like it's gonna be doing a good amount of damage. Of course, if he wants to focus on Saipat too, we do got the Noxious Bomb that do it. We've been seeing these birds are doing a lot of attack damage, so I'm thinking they're pretty high up there on attack. And here we go, Noxious Bomb onto the Saipat. We'll see where it takes it. Now right down below 30%.
Toxic Ink lands on the Pig Epic, quite solid, but you need a couple of those for to deal any significant pressure. Strangle again, Calibus is a walking strangle, but unfortunately, sort of slowing down the inevitable. Saipat already ate that, and Strangle being the last move to occur, as well as the fact that Calibus is very slow. It's just a struggle fest here, because Calibus is the 3rd slowest Tem in the game. Just ahead of Golder and Anna here. So, yeah, Strangle's gonna go last no matter what, unfortunately. I don't think enough turbos in this lifetime will make Calibus fast enough. But, again, just a rough situation here.
So we'll see if the Saipat wants to stay in. I don't think, of course, you know, a melee move like Ashidashi would be enough for the Saipat, since it does not have any effectiveness, any effective synergy. So I doubt that is going to be the reasonable play. I think I was just about to say, we're going to get another turbo, so +4 speed on the Volarin. Oh, but Nicho Sai onto the pig, trying to take it into the poison range. Is it enough? Oh, no, it's not.
Unfortunately, not quite enough. Pig Epic still surviving on that percentage HP. I mean, Toxic Ink will kill it, but the Saipat is not faster than our Noxious Bomb here. Unfortunately, that might be the case. Calibus, I believe, would do too much damage on the Pig Epic. It's just a rough spot. The Pig Epic, I doubt, has Ninja Jutsu. We haven't seen a lot of players run it anymore, so I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't.
Ninja
interfere.
Jutsu.
On side pad.
Oh, on side, I'm sorry. That's very true,
yeah.
very true. But I think with the +4 speed on the Volant, I think it's time. I think we're gonna get the hyperkinetic strike onto the Calibus. Of course, I mean, it would be a little bit of an overkill to do it on the side pad, but it does protect the pig. But on the same side, if you kill the side pad, maybe a toxic ink from the Calibus will be ending the pig's life too. So I think you just want to do as much damage as possible. So I think the hyperkinetic is going to come into the Calibus. We'll see if Thunderlazy wants to play around that.
Pig Epic is now fast enough to Hypnosis shut down the Calibus. That most likely will be the play. Actually, no, decides, as you mentioned, Hyperkinetic Strike. Actually, onto the side pad. He decides, nah, this is enough. I don't care. Side pad will do nothing this turn, as Hypnosis, as I mentioned, will lock down the Calibus. This is the play. Now, Calibus is impossibly slow. There's literally nothing you can do to stop the Pig Epic from just shutting him down. Gaialis comes back out. But what is Gaialis really going to do at this point in time? Toxic Plume is still available. A swap into Bastion is very likely. A heat up doesn't feel that threatening anymore. Now that Pig Epic is fast enough to really just put him to sleep.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, the Gaialis just didn't find the room to get the heat up just yet. Actually, I don't know why I can't see the battle log. It's not popping up here. But the pig is still alive and the pig is still +2, so Hidouchi might be coming out. Let's see if it's enough. Oh no, we get the bamboozle onto the bird. And finally the Gaialis is now heated up and ready to do some work, but is it a little bit too late for Thunderlazy? We will find out. Calibus is alert now, so no sleeping for him. But it looks like, I mean, if Gaialis wants to attack anywhere, it has to be into the pig. Gaialis is going to go before Calibus. So I think we're going to get a switch out here. But the only good target is the 2-vine. Or sorry, the only target is the 2-vine. And I think Hyperkinetic Strike is online again, so maybe we'll see that into the Gaialis spot, as it probably was enough to take it down. So 2-vine might be eating that, unless he predicted that and wanted to go. Alright, Feather Gatling just to be safe. 2-vine will eat that pretty easy. But Ashi Dashi is going to be doing a good amount of damage, down under 20%.
Yeah, unfortunately Calibus forced to take that to the chin, as Hyperkinetic Strike is now definitely going to kill Calibus or 2-vine at this point. 2-vine not high enough special defense, and the Bastion coming in. This Bowlerand is definitely killing the Calibus off. The Gaialis, I feel like there's too much on its plate, and this time Thunderlazy losing that early gambit in the opening is coming back to haunt him.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a little bit of the momentum is slipping away from Thunderlazy. Still with the Grandpa, first time hitting the board, so I'm assuming maybe another turbo. Actually, it just hit the board, so it does not have it active, but Bastion still on the back line to try to deal with the 2-vine and the Gaialis just in case all the other Tems are gone. And Feather Gatling onto the 2-vine. Maybe we're going to double up. Windburst, is it enough? Yes, it is. So the quick double up. Grandpa being so fast compared to a 2-vine.
Triangle shuts down Bowlerand again. Gaialis comes back out. Grandpa is in fact slower than Gaialis. Here, let me check. I believe it is... Okay, so, yeah. So, wow. So, Grandpa is real slow. I believe, yeah. It is not very fast, but
most Grandpas are running max speed though. Max speed for that Hyperkinetic Strike, so I think it definitely would be faster. But I was wondering if he was gonna hypo there or a Hyperkinetic Strike. It seems like he went with the Hypnosis.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, yeah, if they're running max speeds, suddenly you are threatened as Gaialis. Base Gaialis is not very fast. And unfortunately, it currently very problematic. Hyperkinetic Strike may just shut down the game for Thunderlazy here. It drops Gaialis to 0, and now Calibus all alone here.
It down. And now do we get a Hyperkinetic on the Calibus? Yes, we do.
Gonna survive though. as Bully is now active. I mean, Bully was active, but now suddenly, I don't think Thunderlazy has it in the tank anymore. And in fact, you can see Tsubaki-chan will take his own monthly.